Good afternoon, everybody. We have just gotten mobile from Marataba Safari Lodge. Before I talk any further, I just want to show you the beautiful mountains. Look at that. So, this afternoon we are gonna head towards an area where the two male cheetahs were, along with the female cheetah and her three sub-adult youngsters. Now, when they were left this morning, they were left probably about lying down 200 meters apart from one another. Every once in a while they kind of lifted their head and they looked to see where they are. So they were very well aware that they were all in that vicinity, and we stayed with them for a little bit in the morning, but nothing really happened. The males got up and moved into the shade, so we're gonna head back there and see maybe something transpired during the middle of the day. It was quite a warm day, so don't foresee that they would have gone too far, but hey, it's nature, you never know. So it's going to take us about a good 20 minutes or so to get down there. We're going to have a look and see if we can find them, and then we're going to take it from there. We're also going to head back later in the afternoon towards the area where we last had the tracks of that pride with a very young cub, and maybe we're fortunate enough to find them this afternoon. Third time lucky. We've spent about 5 hours tracking in the last two game drives, so I think it's time for the rewards to pay off. Okay, stay tuned. So we were busy tracking lions for the last 3 game drives. We've probably put in a good 6 hours of tracking, and we decided we were going to come back towards this big water source, this big dam. And lo and behold, as we were driving, Robin just went lion. And there we go. We can count at least, it's 4 that I can see. I don't know if this is the pride with the little cub. It could be. But let's... wow. I mean, persistence truly pays off. And that's the beauty about a safari, is like you just never ever know. And you just kind of have to let nature kind of guide you almost sometimes. But this... just incredible. I can't believe we found them. We're going to try and see if we can get some cool photos and footage. They're lying on the other side of this dam at the moment. Let me just turn around the camera, show you. So there's a couple of members, and then there's another, looks like a younger male maybe on the right there. Okay, so let's go and see. Let's see if we get lucky. Maybe that little cub is here. If not, that's also okay, because we found lions. It's amazing. Okay, let's go. Okay, so it does look like this is the pride that's got the cub, but the cub is not present. You can see here's one of the younger males coming. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. They're on the move now, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going on here. Maybe they've hidden the cub somewhere, come and have a drink here, and they might be leading us back towards where the cub is. That's the hope. So let's see what happens.
Your teeth are swollen here.
So it doesn't look like the cub is with them. So what we think might have happened is that they might have stashed the cub somewhere, and they were heading back towards the dam to have a drink. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I don't know, when they were walking away, you could notice all that little black markings behind their ears. That's very prominent color that stands out. So the color black and the color white stands out quite significantly in nature. And the theory behind that is it's almost like a type of follow me sign, so they can see one another walking through long vegetation. We're going to stick with them for a little bit longer. I know there's quite a number of vehicles. That's quite interesting to see online. So once there's a couple of vehicles that's going to move in, we're going to give them an opportunity to view these lines, and hopefully we can come back a little bit later. But for now, we're going to stick with them. Okay, so what makes this quite a beautiful sighting is the fact that they're walking right along the Marataba river that you can see here, and you've got the Waterberg Mountains in the distance there, and they're just going all along the path. But what is quite nice, the grass is very long, so even though that they are walking on the road, you would think that they might be a bit exposed, but if there's something maybe drinking on the side of the river, this grass is very, very long, so they're actually fairly well hidden. And if you just look at the coloration of these lines, and you look at the coloration of this grass, that's this kind of winter golden color, the camouflage is just brilliant, and you just can see why these are the apex predators of Africa.
Standing by.
Special, worth every minute tracking. So we've just momentarily lost visual of this pride. We kind of looped around with the hope that we can get ahead of them, and kind of lost them in this block. But we think they might be heading towards the river. So we're just going to head back and see if we might have not missed them. Maybe they went straight down towards the river. If so, then we probably will be catching up with them. But yeah, what a sighting. And it's still fairly warm, you know, it's So we've just regained visual of this pride of lions, but there's only 3 of them. Originally there were 4 of them. One of the big adult lionesses are not with the pride. And as we were kind of trying to relocate them, we heard an alarm call from something, potentially maybe a bush buck or a water buck, down by the river. And then a bit of a guttural sound. So we're not sure if that adult lioness maybe got something down by the river, because these 3 are now heading towards where that sound came from. So I don't think we'll be able to get where that is, but let's see, maybe we're lucky. Okay, so very, very lucky that we managed to find them again. We're going to see them. They're going to cross the road just now. What a special afternoon. So wow, what an afternoon it turned out to be for us. Robin spotted those lions like an absolute legend. And one of the best things about a safari is that moment when you've had an incredible sighting in the afternoon, and you leave the sighting and you go and find a nice spot where you can watch the sun go down, and then while you watch the sun go down you have a nice cold drink, usually a gin and tonic. That's kind of the quintessential drink on safari. And then what's great is, as the sun is going down behind me like that, you have a view like this. And like this. So that's how we're going to end our afternoon, and there's a good chance that we might head back towards where those lions were and see if we can't get another glimpse of them. They actually lost them at the moment. They went off the road and into a block, but this is going to be the way we celebrate hours of tracking over the last 3 game drives and finally some success. Robin?
They might come to us, we never know.
Okay, well, we're going to have a nice cold beverage, and hopefully when we're done with that we can see those lions again. Stay tuned. Okay, so we finished our drink stop right on the Marataba River with a beautiful view of the Waterberg Mountains, and we're gonna try and head back towards where those lions were last seen, and maybe we can get a last glimpse before the sun goes down, and see what they get up to. It did look like they were hunting. They're up and down, changing direction the whole time, so we do think that they might have been hunting. So we're going to go there. If we're lucky enough, we might see them one last time, and if not, it's okay, because we had an amazing sighting earlier this afternoon. So yeah, let's see what we can find for the last hour or so of this game drive. So just when we thought our afternoon was finished after our drinks break, we were driving along the river, and right in front of us there's a brown hyena busy actually marking its territory. So they do an anal pasting, which is the way how hyenas actually demarcate their territory, and you don't often see them actually do it, so it was quite special to bear witness to that. And then we left the brown hyena to see if we can find the lions, which we didn't, unfortunately. But then on our way back we saw another brown hyena, most likely the same one. But you know, in the last 2 game drives we've now had 3 sightings of brown hyena, so that's quite special to see. It, like I mentioned in one of the other videos, is that it's quite an elusive creature. It's not an animal you see very often, but here at Marataba there is a good possibility that you might get to see brown hyena. You actually get brown and spotted hyena both in this specific area, and that's because this area is a transition zone between the bushveld and the Kalahari. So the kind of area and the habitat that you find here is suitable for both species. And then as we were driving further along, 5 minutes later, there's the most relaxed African wildcat in the road. And we managed to spend probably about, 5 minutes, 6 minutes with him. Managed to get some amazing video footage, a couple of nice photos, and it's just such an incredible way to end this afternoon. You know, we've had an incredible first afternoon drive, a great morning drive. We've been tracking lions for the last 2 days. We managed to find them eventually this afternoon, which was great. And then we just end the afternoon off with just a beautiful sunset, drink stop, brown hyena, African wildcat. I must admit, Marataba was certainly delivering in the last couple of days, but it's not finished yet. We still have tomorrow morning. We heard some lions roaring actually close to Marataba Safari Lodge, So maybe tomorrow morning, if we're lucky, maybe some male lions. You never know.
Well, we kind of clean up everything so they hyenas don't get used to us. So they don't want to come looking for food. Whereas this is a bit more wild, but it's quite nice to be out here. And we're not very far from the lodge. Yes, British officers' mess area.
Is that really what it comes from?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I don't know whether he's winding us up.
No, I don't do it all.